The storm drains beckon. We are never far from a means of escape or concealment, for we are trained in the art of ninjutsu. We strike hard and fade away into the night. Hello everybody and welcome. We are here in the Comics Corner. I am Mike, joined by Johnny.
Hi.
And we are here talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1984 Kevin Eastman and Peter Laird classic. Specifically, we read issues 1 through 4, along with the Raphael Micro series. And right out the gate here, Johnny, what'd you think of it?
It is the was gonna say the second thing to get a 10 out of 10 for me since we started reading, but maybe it's the third. Did I get Watchmen a 10 out of 10?
I think so. I think it was
Okay.
because it was
Watchmen
that Berserk, and then
and this definitely gets a 10 out of 10. It lived up to the hype. I had already read issues 1, 2, and 3 before, but I had not read issue 4 or the Raphael One-shot, and it was sweet, man. I'm such a big fan of this type of Ninja Turtles, not the cartoon. This is, at least I saw a lot of influence for the 1990 movie from these first few issues, especially the first one. I could probably point out every line I know I could that's in here that is like quoted in that movie.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's been a minute since I've watched those movies, so I don't remember that too much.
I got a lot of info about that.
I was gonna say, yeah, I'm sure we'll dip into that. But yeah, no, I definitely also enjoyed it too. Like I had mentioned going into this, I had never really read any of the classic ones. I knew that, one, the black and white, two, that it had definitely a lot more kind of violence and kind of a gritty nature going on to it. I love the vibe. We had this in a few of our other books. Something about the 80s, so many comics that were just about your classic like urban environment where it's just a bunch of like thugs kind of roaming the streets like in these just bands.
Purple Dragon Gang.
Exactly. Man. Yeah, we got the Purple Dragons, we got the Foot Clan.
I love how simple that stuff is. I know people are thinking of creating something it's like so complex in their head, and it's like no, just you can make it simple.
Yeah,
Purple Dragons.
Exactly.
The Foot.
There it is. Yeah,
it's a gang.
Turtles.
Shredder. Yeah, right. Turtles.
They're ninjas. Yeah.
Gang. Yeah. I mean, easy. So easy.
But yeah, no, I definitely enjoyed the vibe. It was a cool style. So one thing that we'll get into too is I had the black and white version. I brought mine in here. I was reading through the Ultimate Collection, which collects 1 through I believe 7, but also had the micro shot in there too. That one is black and white. But there is what's called the Color Classics version, which also it's the same content, but they went through and they recolored it. So kind of like on the cover there. But yes.
It's not the same content, actually. This has way more. So if you really
sure, yeah. In the amount of issues that you get. But
No. I think it has the same issues, but this has the annotations.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that's
this
true.
Has the black and white versions of the Turtles collected come with bonus material. The colored versions have none. They don't even have they have a glossary page and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So actually, I own the colored versions, but I ordered now the black and white ones because I want everything, including the annotations.
Definitely. You asked how much is that one? It should say in the back. I think it was like 30 or 40.
30.
30, yeah, $30, which is not that bad.
1 through 4 are out of the trade paper. Oh no, wait. Oh, because we had to look it up yesterday. There was a ton of different. There's either 3 or 4 of the black and white paperbacks, and then there's either 3 or 4 of the colored ones.
Yeah.
Whichever, like one of them has 3 and the other has 4.
He says I like to read the black and whites because I can call them. Yeah, exactly. Like, it's a choose your own adventure at that point.
Wait, so what would you do with their bandanas? Would you do them all red?
I was going to say, that's
supposed to be?
That's one of the questions. They never addressed it in the book, but seeing it on there and then also the other colored versions, that was my first time kind of realizing that at the start they were all red.
Well, actually, the reason they changed them to colors was so that it would be easier to market for the toys when the cartoon came out. They have red bandanas throughout the entire series.
Okay, until basically the show. Okay, that's
which the cartoon came after this had ended, because this ends after 62 issues and it started in 1984. Oh yeah, and actually we have an issue 50 over there and it says 1992. Oh, so maybe the show did come on during it, but I was wrong about that.
But they updated it for that more or less still.
Yeah, but they never changed it in the books until like the current comic.
Okay.
Stuff after the original issue.
Yeah, because that's the thing is, I'm sure a lot of people who also know the Turtles was through the TV show and the movies. So yeah, like seeing, in the color version that they all had the red, like the only distinguishing feature was their weapons was actually pretty neat. And we do kind of, we'll get into it when we go through the episodes or through the issues here, but they do kind of start to form the kind of like archetypal personalities that they have, because even at the start here we see Leonardo is kind of the leader still, Raphael kind of hot-headed, Donatello likes machines and hacking. There's a hacking scene in this, and then Michelangelo is just kind of there. I feel like
right now he is. Yeah, I'm hoping they develop it more.
I feel because that's the thing is I feel like if people think about like the Turtles and their personalities, I feel like most people could like quote or talk about like Michelangelo, like his like cowabunga, like him eating pizza and stuff like that. But we we don't really get that. Yeah, exactly. He's just vibing. Yeah, exactly. Michelangelo's just kind of there. He's occasionally bopping dudes with nunchucks, or getting beaten up by Raphael. But he's just there, man.
But as far as their personalities developing, they don't even order pizza.
I was gonna say, yeah, like a lot of the classic stuff, at least in these first 4 issues,
Right.
Not really there yet. So.
But we.
Oh.
Pizza. And actually, we should show this
Speaking of vibing, yeah.
we ordered from local Nancy's Pizzeria.
Exactly,
right down
yeah.
Gulf Road,
Shout out to
9 miles.
Nancy.
Shout out to Nancy. Like this pizza looks like something out of a cartoon. It's so delicious looking. Like, look at that! Look at those cheese burns, man. I love when it's got the brown cheese burns. Oh, that's the best. Like, that's my second favorite burns next to Monty. That was funny as hell.
That's pretty good.
Thank you.
All right, it checks out. It was funny.
But yeah, the pizza was delicious. I figured if we're talking turtles, we have to have pizza.
Yeah, exactly. I've got you can't really see it here. Maybe I'll take it off here. My usual pin for the book club books here. I've got a sweet pizza skull right here. So again, I didn't really have anything turtles related, but I'm like, gotta have pizza stuff. That's what they like. Although again, not really there. Also, it's black and white too. So I'm like, black and white, a skull pizza. That feels like that's some kind of subtle, classic Mirage Turtles call out. So
I have my patented. I already put it out.
I was gonna say, yeah, there he is, yeah, peeking out.
Michelangelo eating pizza on the sewer lid.
As they are wont to do.
They do want to do that.
Exactly.
Sewer lid, right there in the cover.
Yeah.
Boom.
And like we said, they're
New York.
they're never far. The storm drains beckon. They're never far from their means of escape or concealment. But yeah, maybe should we start getting into it? Yeah. So for the review parts, Johnny loves it. I was definitely a fan too. Probably more 4 out of 5 for me because there's some small silly stuff, but I mean maybe it's just me. But
no, there's a few things that I thought was silly,
yeah, it kind of and again it's hard to judge this 30-year franchise on the first 4 issues, especially when issue number 1 initially. That was supposed to be it. Eastman and Laird, when they wrote it, it was kind of on a lark. It was, hey, we're gonna do issue 1, which is interesting because they mention it in the annotations at the end there. They talk about kind of their plans, and they made issue 1 as just kind of like a hey, we're a new studio, we'll do this because it's fun. We're just kind of doing it as a hobby. It got printed, and then once it was printed, the first print run, it sold out, and they kind of were already going back to their normal summer jobs. I think Eastman said that he was just kind of working in basically a Dairy Queen type stuff, right? He was just going back to selling food. But then he kind of got the call from the distributors hey man, these sold out. Can we do a second print run? And then asking when's the second issue coming out? And they just kind of didn't have any plans for it because issue 1 kind of wraps up in a tight little one-shot. That's kind of it.
Yeah, it could be the whole story.
Exactly, yeah, and it kind of is to some degrees, but yeah, they come back for issues 2, and yeah, like I said, it's issue 60-something for the first volume.
62.
And then here we are 30 years later, and they're still...
they each, every turtle gets a one-shot in
yes.
the original run, so, and they do intertwine with the story.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah, it's cool because the Raphael, the one that we got to see more of his personality and a new character too, so...
One of my favorites.
I was going to say, yeah.
Yeah, and actually with those printings with the first, so number 1, issue 1 is 7 printings, I believe, and then issue 2 has 3. 3 and 4 each have 2 printings.
Okay.
But 1 through 4 plus the Raphael were originally printed in these oversized magazine form, so they don't match up comic size-wise with the rest of the series.
So I was going to say, also this one, do we
it's
have
bigger,
if you want to
yeah.
grab the Excalibur bad boy.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy's a little bit bigger. He's a little taller and a little bit wider than your average graphic novel, so that's pretty sweet. Definitely a thick boy.
Yeah. Only thick comics here, boys.
Actually, speaking of thick comics, I sold a Berserk. Where did you think I was going to go with that?
No, I'm just going to go on.
Okay. No, some dude came in today and was genuinely recommend something, and I was like, how about Berserk? And he was like, I love thick books. Because not usually, that was a bad word. Sometimes people are turned off by a thicker book. I just want to try something, I'll do a small one. This dude was like, hell yeah, I'll sign up for Berserk, and he bought volume 1. So.
Yeah, I mean, that one, we went over it in a previous one, it's $50 but you get issues, like books 1 through 3 and some extra stuff too. And like that one is definitely worth it. Like in the same way that like I'm a fan of this Ultimate Collection. Like I'll probably continue down that line if we start reading more Turtles. But yeah, sometimes you just gotta roll the dice. But if you're going for Berserk, you can't go wrong. That's what we found out. So
wait, what? If you're going for dessert, you can't.
If you're rolling the dice, you got to go for Berserk.
For Berserk. I thought you said for dessert, and I'm like, no, cannolis.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've got spoilers. We ordered cannolis from Nasty's.
Which cannolis are probably my favorite pastry, so I actually try them from a lot of places everywhere that has them.
There we go.
True story. But speaking of another true, wait, actually,
were you gonna say this is a true story?
No. Did you know that Ninja Turtles is loosely based on a true story? One time,
some kid got like radio. I'm listening.
Swallowed an entire turtle whole, and when he crapped it out the next day, it was 6 feet tall and knew ninjutsu. That really happened. That's what inspired this story.
Okay.
Along with Daredevil, which we'll see.
Also, Yo-Yo says, you guys doing this to bully me? I legit said I was hungry before the stream started, as we're just showing off food and talking about, bragging about our cannolis.
Oh, wait,
also,
you're in Belgium, right?
I was going to say...
Bro, how's the pizza?
Yeah, Yo-Yo, I don't think believed your story there either, but if we really want to bully you, check out these sweet mozzarella sticks that I got here, slowly getting cold, because we got this food right before we started, yeah.
We should crack open some sticks, bro.
Nothing better than like watching somebody eat and like me like chomping around as we're trying to talk about it.
I gotta step off for 1 second.
Exactly, yeah. I just like lean right off camera here, like chew a cheese stick and then come back.
We should have it won't work when they're cold, but like in the Goofy movie, we were talking about that a few weeks ago, like when he eats the pizza and it stretches. Yeah. We should try to have a mozzarella cheese contest who can stretch their
and then we like Lady and the Tramp meet in the middle with it.
Okay.
That's after hours.
That's after hours, and that's going to cost, we need, a Patreon for that.
I think it's called an OnlyFans these days.
Yeah, dude, what's up with those? Those are crazy. Those are crazy. I can't, that's wild. Kids are going to stop going to college because they can make more money selling themselves on OnlyFans. That's messed up. I hate that that's the world we live in. I just recently found out about those things because when I worked at Starbucks, I was talking with one of the younger kids about it.
Sure, yeah. The kids, they're always on their TikToks, always on their OnlyFans.
Yeah, tic-tacking around, and I was like, what? And she's like, how about an OnlyFans? And I was like, oh, no, I have an AC unit. And then she was like, no. And then she informed me what it was.
Boy, these are some bad jokes here.
That wasn't a joke.
Exactly, yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, these dang youths, the youths of America. Yeah, Yo-Yo, is TikTok big there? Are they're doing like some sweet dances in Belgium too? I don't know. I like how I'm just like picking on Yo-Yo for like our cultural ambassador to
Belgium.
To Belgium, yeah, exactly.
Were you the only Belgianese person I've ever met?
Yeah, I guess so. Really? See, they say TikTok is so famous here. Yeah, I mean, like I guess that's the thing is, as far as like cultural like exports that America has, I feel like especially for younger kids, TikTok is probably up there. But I wish it was more TMNT.
Yeah. Do you guys know about them there?
Who's your favorite turtle?
Who is your favorite turtle?
So that's the thing is, at the start when I was a kid, since my name is Michael, it had to be Michelangelo. Even though I'm not that big on like the nunchucks, and nor do I really like match his like dude bra surfer mentality. So I think I liked him just by name alone as a kid, but then as I grew up and I got more discerning taste, I'm more of a Donatello man. I like the bow staff. Something simple about just like bopping a dude in the face with a bow staff is funny to me. And then I guess he's kind of like the quieter, nerdy one of the group. Like I'm not like the brooding like violent one that Raphael is, nor am I a leader. So yeah, I think I'm more of a Donatello man these days. So how about yourself? Wait, real quick. I would guess that you're Raphael.
I do like him, but I think I'm a Michelangelo guy.
Okay, that does make sense.
Because I am a goof.
Exactly, yeah.
And I do say things like dude a lot. I say dude all the time.
Exactly.
Dude.
I was gonna say, yeah, Charlie in the chat. Thanks for stopping by. As always, Charlie. Yeah, he says Leonardo leads. Donatello loves machines. I was gonna say, yeah, he loves machines.
Doesn't it look so hard like I'm leaning against that little wall?
You are, yeah, exactly. It's supporting us. some good miming going on. And then Yo-Yo says, Michelangelo's my favorite. He's just the vibing dude. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
See, though, I have Michelangelo tattooed there, like I already showed off. I could have gotten the red bandana. And people would be like, oh, it's Raphael. And I'd be like, you don't know which one it is. They all wear red. And people would be like, what? That would have been cool. But I got it right.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, next tattoo.
But also, real quick, Yo-Yo mentions they had pictures from the comic store. Yeah, yesterday, if people didn't join in, Yo-Yo mentioned that they were going to be going to a comic store in a mall out in Belgium, and we said, like, hey, if you don't mind, if you want to take some pictures, I would definitely love to see kind of what the comic book culture is like, or even what just a comic book store looks like on the other side of the world. So yeah, if you do have those, I'd say drop them in the Discord. You can check out our Discord at pastimes.net/social. Fortunately, the website is working today. I know it was down for a couple hours yesterday. But if you want to pop them in there, and then probably next Tuesday for our more general one, we could definitely try and like pull some up. We could post them up on here and kind of show them off too. So if you got any cool pictures, post them in Discord, and we'll use them on Tuesday.
What you said.
But I think without further ado, we got some cool pictures of our own to show off here, right?
Yeah, I love this artwork. I absolutely, totally freaking dig it.
So yeah, I'd say that the first splash page, they kind of talk about it in the annotations that they were going for very much a Jack Kirby vibe of, they wanted to start off all of their issues with like a 1-page like splash image, and then like a 2-page like kind of connecting one. So in this first one, we definitely get that in the first few ones at least. There you go. If you see that and you're not interested, then just shut the video off and reconsider your life, because
shut the front door.
Exactly, because there's some cool stuff going out. So like right out the gate here, we see Leonardo kind of having a monologue about how they've found themselves kind of cornered in it. He says, okay, see you guys later.
Who? Yo-Yo?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You're lost.
Exactly, yeah. We'll just yell at the void about how cool turtles are. But yeah, right off the gate, we've got the full Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles squad kind of cornered in an alleyway by the aforementioned Purple Dragon Gang. And like they're kind of backs against the wall. It's start fighting or die, because that's the thing is this one is a lot more violent. So like people are dying. The turtles are getting scuffed up. There's blood all over. It's funny in the first, I think in the previous page, like 3 pages in, and they're already having guns drawn and shot at the turtles. Like I was not expecting that. That was kind of funny to see.
I like to use the word artillery.
Exactly. Yeah, they pull out the artillery. Okay. Like there we go. Like the turtles in a back alley, like getting like shot up with pistols and shotguns. Not something that you would see in the movies or.
Your daddy's Ninja Turtles.
Yeah. But it is my daddy's Ninja Turtles though. It's true. It's not your kids' Ninja Turtles. But yeah, they just, the turtles then like with their backs against the wall, they just pull out their weapons and they start going to town with their weapons on the gang there, and like we see blood flying. People are dying. We don't really. It's not as like graphic or violent or like lingering on like dead bodies type stuff like as you might think, but they've still slaughtered a gang of just ruffians in there, and they have to run away when the cops are coming, because they mentioned that even though the cops are basically allies, like they're here beating up the gangs and trying to clean up the streets, the cops wouldn't really understand, because hey, at the end of the day it's still 6 foot tall turtles running amok. So yeah, it was definitely a pretty cool introduction to the turtles there.
And very, very much the same opening scene for the movie from 1990 as they're having their first battle. Now in the movie they're defending April O'Neil, which doesn't come in the book till later. She's not even introduced in the first issue. But the whole idea of them going out in their first battle and then coming back and talking to Splinter, as we'll see in the next scene, is very much what's in the movie.
Yeah.
And actually, the first few lines he says to Splinter are definitely similar to what he says in the film.
Yeah.
My sons, you have returned at last. You have fought. We won, Master Splinter, against 15 foes. You have done well. Your skills are at their peak. That's basically the conversation they have in the movie.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, Charlie mentions, I don't know, man, Casey Jones was pretty violent in the movies, or at least offensive. Charlie,
Yeah,
if you want,
the first movie's fine. Oh, I got
I was
something
gonna
to
say,
say
yeah,
about that.
if you want more Casey Jones, stick around for the Raphael one-shot. So
Actually, this is true. There were so many complaints after how violent the first movie was by like parents that they don't even use their weapons in the second film. That's true.
there we
You can
go.
watch the whole film. They don't. I mean,
gonna
they
say,
take
yeah,
their weapons out at one point, but they just stand there with them.
Brandish them,
And
yeah,
the rest of the time, they're in their holsters.
yeah, that's fair.
All the
Whereas in
moms
this one, they're popping out those weapons whenever they get a chance. So.
That's true.
But yeah, like you said, after their first encounter, well, not their first encounter, they've been fighting for quite a while at this point. But after their encounter in the alleyway against the 15 gang members, they retreat back into the sewers to Splinter, and Splinter kind of gives us the lowdown on basically his backstory and the Turtles' backstories. He says, like now that they've kind of reached the peak of their skills, he could finally put them to task on the mission that he's been training them for all these 13 years for. And we kind of learn the origin stories of Splinter, of his master, of what happened. We see the rise of Shredder, and how the Turtles came about.
Yeah. So Splinter was just a normal rat mimicking ninjutsu
Mm-hmm.
in Japan with his master
Hamato Yoshi.
Hamato Yoshi, and then he was part of the Foot Clan
Mm-hmm.
in Japan, and he fell in love with what's her name? Tenshin?
Yeah, Tang Shen.
Yeah, and his rival Orogo.
Oroku.
Oroku Nagi.
Nagi. Yep.
Is also in love with her, and then he tries like winning her hand over, and she's like, "No, I love Oroku Saki,
Yoshi.
Hamato Yoshi."
Yep.
And then he ends up, he actually doesn't kill her. He tries beating
Yeah,
her,
yeah.
and then Hamato Yoshi walks in on them, and he kills Nagi.
Nagi.
No,
Nagi.
Nagi.
Yep.
He kills Nagi, and then like his options are like basically commit harikari and kill
Yep.
himself for honor, or he can leave and go to the U.S.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
seems like a better option.
Yeah,
So
because
that's what he does.
because Yoshi and Nagi, since they were part of the same clan, like it's to save face, like it's a great dishonor to kill basically his brother, and so yeah,
Basically, the reason I won't kill you. In our
exactly.
clan,
Yeah.
man.
Well, I mean, you could, but then you'd have to like run away to, I guess, Japan in this case.
Exactly.
You're already in
yeah,
America.
in
Yeah,
reverse.
exactly,
So
yeah.
like, and right now they're not taking the U.S.
And then you're living a Wolverine life over there in Japan, which actually I was gonna say, wait a minute. Oh no, I'm
Oh, yeah, don't inspire me here.
exactly. Give me more reason. But yeah, so since he had killed basically like his clan brother, for the sake of Shen, his choices were to kill himself or to go to America, and probably chose the better choice. So he went to New York and started a martial arts school, but he also brought his pet rat Splinter with him, since Splinter was just mimicking all the moves. So, but that the story doesn't end there, because as we said, Saki is still kicking. Saki was the 7-year-old brother of Nagi, and he was kind of raised by the Foot Clan, basically with the sole purpose of getting revenge for his dead brother. So they trained him from a young age, and he was more skilled than any of the other fighters. They made him deep and bitter, and with the eventually opening up a Foot Clan like branch in the United States. Charlie says, "No, Johnny doesn't kill Mike. You've got to keep him alive for that wrestling match." That's true. Well, maybe that's part of the thing, is in the ring,
Right, he'll die in the cage.
Exactly. Yeah, 2 men enter the cage. Only 1 man leaves. This Sunday. But yeah, so they open up the United States New York branch of the Foot Clan. It's all the usual kind of bad guy stuff. There's drug smuggling, arms running, assassinations.
Typical bad guy stuff.
Exactly. And this is where Saki dons the name the Shredder. So this is the origin story of not only the Turtles, of Splinter and how he came to America, but also the rise of the Shredder. And he is kind of like their quickest, most skilled assassin. And eventually he hunts down Yoshi and follows him to his apartment. And does it end well, Johnny?
No, he kills him and his woman. He actually kills the woman first, which is
I was
pretty
gonna
brutal.
say, yeah, which is because Yoshi and Shen had married at this point. They moved to America, and when he comes down to the apartment, Yoshi comes in and Shredder is there waiting for him over like the dead body of his wife, and he makes short work of exactly spoilers there, yo. And he makes short. Again, this is like the first issue. Like this is issue 1.
Halfway through the first
exactly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like this is still just the
4 of
rise.
these.
But yeah, so Shredder kills Yoshi, and we would think that the story ties up there. You know, it's a story of revenge and
Love.
yeah, and rats.
Ninjas.
Exactly.
But no, because Splinter escapes, man. And he gets out and he's living off the scrap heap of New York and
Mhm.
garbage. And then one day he enters the Marvel world and
Exactly.
he's viewing. This is true because I've said this on a previous show. Eastman and Laird dedicated the first issue to Frank Miller. It was all inspired by his Daredevil run. So check this out. Splinter's eating some garbage. Then one day he's over here. He sees this blind dude crossing the street, and he's about to get hit by a car. And this kid comes out of nowhere and pushes the blind dude out of the way. And this canister comes out of the car and hits the kid in the face.
Yeah.
Spoilers, that's Daredevil.
Mm-hmm.
And so the same ooze that blinded Daredevil and gave him his super senses also fell down a sewer. And
Can you zoom in on that kid there? I love
Yeah.
just this little like happy faced kid that's just like holding a
He's got
bowl
four
a bowl of turtles in his hand right over the open like sewer cap too. It's so perfectly
it's
placed.
silly. And then the TCRI canister knocks it out of his hand and covers the turtles in ooze. Splinter goes down and sees the turtles.
Yep.
He gets covered in ooze. Daredevil's blind.
Exactly. Yeah. It's you know the story of this. This is how it all goes down. But yeah, Splinter. He saves them, but yeah, in the process, he gets himself covered in ooze. And then the next day, he notices that not only has he grown bigger, but so have the turtles. And he seems like his intelligence has gone up.
And pretty smart for a
And
rat.
so I was gonna say, like for a rat that's already watching and kicking, doing ninjutsu on his own, like it was a pretty cool run. But the turtles start growing up and quickly advancing in size and intelligence. But it doesn't end there, because then he starts to train them in the ways that he had learned from his master.
Art of ninjutsu.
Exactly. So he teaches them, the ninjutsu to train them to protect themselves, protect others, but also, possibly to seek out revenge again for his dead master. But these turtles, they don't have names. So thank God that a book of Renaissance art had fallen down the sewer. Somebody was, just in the middle of reading that, they're like, all right, I'm done with this. Here's an open sewer cap. Just flush it down a toilet or throw it down there.
It's New York City. Everybody's standing over a sewer. That's what
Exactly,
they do.
yeah.
Freaks.
Somebody's got to clean that city up, Johnny.
Do you know in the movie what the first word said to one of the turtles is?
What's that?
Pizza! Pizza! And then more words followed. Radical, radical, radical,
I was gonna
radical.
say, like, that's the Ninja Turtles that we don't really get here.
Yeah,
These
no,
are
no.
a lot more gritty. But yeah, so that's how they get their iconic names.
And I love this, that the end of Splinter's story. I ask you to avenge the cruel death of my master, Hamato Yoshi, and his wife Tang Shen. I ask you to challenge and kill the murderer Oroku Saki, the Shredder. So he asks them to go
Yeah.
kill Shredder.
Yeah, like he's not
Literally.
exactly.
Verbatim.
Like they're not just there defending themselves.
Berman
Like
verbatim.
they're actively seeking them out, and that's the first part of their mission is to go to where Shredder's base is and leave a calling card. He says, and
Which he sends the one and only Raphael.
there he is. Who else would you trust? Yeah, exactly. So Raphael goes in there, and he feels that the best calling card is to try and attack them on their own grounds. It was funny too, because I liked.
Love this part.
Yeah, exactly. Some great comments or some great attack going on there. But my favorite part of this is the fact that they have basically prospective buyers, I guess you could say, of the Foot Clan services of protection. And when Raphael throws in his sai with a message on it, like they back out of it, because they're like saying, oh, like if you can't even secure your own complex, like how could we trust buying your protection? So I don't know, a small thing that I thought was kind of funny, that these guys weren't freaked out at the fact that they were under attack. It's just like, all right, well, I guess we're not using your services. You can't even protect your own house. But yeah, Raphael was successful in his mission of breaking in and throwing a great handwritten letter, basically saying, "Hey, Shredder, we know who you are. You killed our master, and we're coming in here for revenge."
Kill our master's master.
That's true. That's fair. Yeah, yeah. Splinter is still okay, but Yoshi not so much. So they basically
Following night.
Yeah, they tell him, where to meet him and when, and they're hanging out on a rooftop, waiting for him to show up. And at the start, it seems like nothing really happening. They're calling out to him. They think, maybe he chickened out or isn't going to follow. But slowly from the shadows, we emerge the Shredder.
Yeah, and actually, I love this panel.
Yeah.
It's you see him, but you see him in like the dark shadow stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then the first time they show him in light is that right?
Exactly.
there?
Yeah, just
Badass looking dude.
Mm-hmm.
Badass.
But Shredder did not come alone.
No, he brought his foot. Well, he brought both his feet.
Exactly. Yeah, both of his feet, and then like the 15 other feet that came with it. And he sicks the Foot Clan on him. Yo-Yo says, yeah, the art looks so sick. Yeah, like there's like a lot of these great like 2-page splash images that are like that really just show off all of the cool action and stuff that's going on. It's definitely throughout, like similar to Berserk. There's a lot of like some cool fight sequences where like not a lot of story happening, but I mean like there's a lot of cool like just bopping dudes, throwing sais, throwing katanas flying around. But naturally the turtles make kind of short work of the Foot Clan, although they're not they don't come out unscathed. Like we do see that they have been like beaten up and cut and bloodied. So again, not your kids. What was this one called? So this one's just issue number 1 of the 1984, like the original TMNT run. Didn't really have a title, I don't think, for the first issue, but yeah, just issue number 1.
Go to if you want reference, go to a website called mycomicshop.com, and then in the search bar, just search Ninja Turtles 1984, and it'll give you a little hyperlink that you click on, and it'll give you all the issues and all the information. That's where I get all my information about this stuff. It's a really great reference website.
Yeah,
you use that too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, like honestly, sometimes for like pricing too, or just kind of like because they do have like a quick little like almost Overstreet guide style of like under each issue. Sometimes they'll have like a kind of like paragraph recap of kind of what happens in there. Like who wrote it, who the artist was, and also things like if it's a key issue or not. Like they'll mention like, hey, first appearance of Turtles, of Shredder, of Splinter, all them. Yeah, exactly. So you kind of get like some of the history of why it's the origin story of Daredevil. But yeah, so they make short work of the Foot Clan, but as Shredder says, those were just students fighting students. Are you ready for a master? And they go at it. And I don't know, Johnny. I think that they were ready for the master. Well, yes and no.
Not the start.
Exactly.
They all get their asses whooped, but Leo gets a good lick in, and it's a little hard to see, but he gets 2 slices.
Yeah, I do love that. Yeah, Shredder just swole like Shredder. Yeah, exactly, taking the cuts across his chest.
For fools. And then they kind of all start attacking him at once from afar.
Yeah,
like they
remember their training. Yeah, they're like, hey, we were trained to, we work together, attack from afar, and kind of work in unison. But eventually, Leonardo goes in for the killing blow.
Yeah, and he gets he stabs him.
Yeah.
Right there. Look at that pathetic looking.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. They smash his sweet like faceplate off, and then just Leo goes in for that killing blow, and he's like, all right, well, you're finished now.
Dude, I love that they offer him.
Yeah.
The katana to commit.
Well,
here they call it seppuku, which is basically harikari. Which
ritual suicide, because like at this point they mention like, all right, we've beaten you, we've landed like a killing blow. We give you the chance, we're not without honor. We're not going to, kill you here. We give you the option of redeeming yourself by killing yourself.
That's funny you just said that, because that's almost the exact line that Splinter says to him in the movie when he's running at him, because Splinter's the one who defeats him in the movie on the rooftop. It's a very similar fight to this. Yeah. And he's like, death comes for us all, but when death comes for you, it will be without honor. And then he drops a Rokusaki. It's like, I love that movie. I could quote it. The
I was
whole
gonna say
thing.
thank you for the movie recap here, the reenactments too.
Well, I'm just because I've read issue one probably 3 or 4 times. I
Yeah.
love this. I love issue one because it can be read as a one
Yeah, I
shot.
was gonna say like that's the thing is like
Yeah,
for the average person who knows turtles, like you get basically kind of everything here. You know, you get like you get the turtles, you get Shredder, you get the origin. So
yeah. So I just love comparing it to that movie because it's one of my favorite films ever.
yeah,
It
but
might
yeah,
actually be my favorite movie ever. Seriously.
the first one.
Yeah, I mean, I
Okay,
love it that much. It's like so nostalgic for me. I love it.
it's like I said,
I
it's
saw
been
it
a
in
minute since I
theaters like
saw it.
2 years ago. They had it replaying at the Logan Theater out here.
Oh, nice.
It was dope as hell. Um, yeah. That's what I
Troy says pork rinds. I assume that's
Pork
yeah.
rinds! Hell yeah! Kitchen, kitchen.
I was gonna say that one went over my head, but I figured that was one that you would get.
Oh,
So,
I got it all, man.
um, but yeah, back here on the rooftop, we've got Shredder. Basically defeated, being offered the katana to kill himself and save some kind of honor for himself and his clan. But he does not choose to take that way, and he pulls out a yes.
No, I was just gonna say what he does.
Yeah,
It's
go
like
ahead.
a thermite grenade.
A thermite grenade. Yeah, exactly.
Specifically thermite.
Exactly. Yeah, they're very clear on that one. And he says, to cleanse the rooftop of all life, including you. But my boy Donatello, not one to let that happen. He chucks his bow staff across, clinks him in the face, and we see Shredder fall off the building as an explosion of the thermite grenade goes off. Um, and there we go. It's over.
Yeah.
The Shredder has been shredded.
He has.
And there we go. They find a bit of the Shredder. They toss it to the side, knowing that their mission is complete. And there you go.
All these annotations are sick.
No more TMNT ever again because the Shredder has been beaten, honor has been restored, and the turtles, they slink off into the night as they are wont to do.
Yeah, they do.
Exactly. The rest of the book is just them saying what would have happened otherwise.
Just Kevin Eastman annotations.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think it's a great first issue.
Yeah, no, like
it's got like all you can tell that they were two kids who like comic books and wanted to write something that was so inspired by everything they read.
Yeah.
Like that's why I love this. It's got to be it's the most successful independent franchise to ever start, right? Like
Over Spawn? Probably. I mean,
it's up there.
Yeah, because in the annotations there, they mentioned like the first run was like 6,000. And those ones sold out pretty quickly, and then they kind of moved on to a second printing, which also like in like less than a month, I think they said like also sold out. So
yeah, and I do remember. I think I said this on a previous show, but because number one, actually, because the first 4 issues are in those oversized formats
Yeah.
and they're on a different paper, they're easier to make fake replicas of.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you want to buy one, you are much better off spending the extra money and getting a CGC graded one, so you know it's real.
Mhm.
Because you might spend $700 on one and it could be fake, and it seems to be a real problem with those.
Yeah,
books.
because I was gonna say I saw like I was looking into it too. Yeah, like the issue number one, like multiple $1,000s. Yeah, like even CGC. So yeah, you've got to.
And it's actually it's the most expensive comic book from 1980 on, and the only thing that would come close would
Walking
be
Dead, yeah.
Yeah, so that's the most expensive book of the 80s. Actually, last night when I was reading this, I was trying to think it'd be fun to look up what the most expensive book by decade is, and I bet I could guess it
Sure.
for each decade, but I really would highly wager
Yeah,
Turtles 1 is the
that makes
80s.
sense. Yeah, because I mean, it was
Number one.
so again, it was a small print run because, like
That's
I said,
the
it was
reason why.
Mirage Studios was one that Eastman and Laird literally started in their own apartment. They were basically roommates, I think, at that point, and they. Fun fact: they called it Mirage Studio because they said it was like, the mirage of an actual like real studio. Like it was
Which I
just,
think
like
is funny as hell.
it was pretty clever.
I thought they would have it in here with the annotations, but there's this really famous, if you like the turtles, like the first turtle drawing. Have you seen that?
It might be.
Is it in here somewhere?
They
I
do
bet
show
it
it. Yeah, like it is a quick little the little
Yeah.
cheesy sketch that they have
It's
of the
technically
first one.
Michelangelo because he has the nunchucks.
Yeah.
But I have a single issue variant from the current IDW series where the cover is the black and white sketch of the first turtle.
Yeah.
It's an awesome cover.
Yeah, because they mentioned there too in the startup, like it literally started off as just a lark of Eastman drawing that like one night of like hey, here's a silly idea of a turtle as a ninja, and then they like oh wait, there's something here, and then they build the story up around that.
So this is crazy. This is an ex-girlfriend of mine. She was like doing nursing for school, and she had to go to these clinics. I think this is what the connection was.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody she was working with at the clinic was telling her this story that when she was younger, she lived in a different state, and at one point her two neighbors from like across the street started their own little comic book.
Oh.
And they were like, "Oh, okay, like cool. You're like it's just the neighborhood kids." And they gave him a few copies of these books.
Oh man.
And it turned out to be Eastman and Laird.
That's awesome.
I know. So like this nurse was telling at the time my girlfriend that like her family had a few copies of like the first few
the
issues
original,
that were just given because they were the neighbors, and then it blew because again they didn't think it was going to be anything.
Yeah.
They printed 6,000 and probably gave a few away, thinking, well, we can't even give these away. And then it turned into that. So I thought that was insane.
Yeah, that's clever. Yeah, just sitting on a couple $1,000s right there. So
more than I was going to say, even I've looked into getting like a third printing of #1 because it's still the same size and everything.
Yeah.
And even that one is like hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, I know. Even the later printings are still like multiple hundred just because.
But from printing 4 on, it's a standard size comic and it'll have like a different cover. But the first 3 are all like identical.
There you go.
That's the other thing that you'd want a CGC one for, to make sure you're getting the printing.
Oh, sure.
So you don't pay for a first and get a second.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you should know what to look for, but if you don't want to get screwed. You know what I mean? Anyways. Man, I can talk about Ninja Turtles.
I was gonna say, well, we still got a ways to go. We still got issues 2 through 4 and the one-shots.
Yeah.
But they do go kind of quickly.
They do, yeah. I mean, we're having fun talking.
Yeah, because we talked about it like it's similar to the manga style, not only because like the black and white, but also like a lot of times it's a bit more actiony than like straight story, or the story that they're having isn't like huge like backstory stuff. Like it goes by pretty quickly. Yeah. So issue number 2, we've got we get to see a little bit in the life of the Turtles household, I guess you could say, the Splinter household, and by household, of course, I mean the hidden chamber in the sewers where they have like a TV and couch.
Dude, I just noticed something so awesome, and I'm so happy.
Is it the books that they're reading in the background?
Yep.
Yeah, I love the fact that we could get into this here if you want to show off the splash page here.
Well, wait, one of my cousins who I sent the link to, one of my cousins might be watching right now. Eric, if you are watching, who's also a huge Ninja Turtles fan, I had no idea this was in here. So yeah, this is them in the background, and they got books on here.
Yeah. And
right there, the Tao of Jeet Kune Do.
Exactly, yeah. And then also, they've got the Book of the 5 Rings. Yeah, just a bunch of kind of older, like just martial arts, like Eastern philosophy type books. And yeah, it's pretty clever. Also, I think it was Leonardo just randomly reading Dune.
Yeah, yes, that's funny.
Well, yeah, because I was doing the same thing too. Like when I was reading that book, I was turning it sideways, looking at all the books, and like just Leo reading Dune for some reason.
Nice on Eastman and Laird. That's really
exactly.
Cool.
Yeah, I definitely want to take him for that. But yeah, he's just like midway through the book, just yelling at Raphael and Michelangelo fighting in the room.
But for those who don't know, the Tao of Jeet Kune Do is Bruce Lee's book that he wrote about his martial art Jeet Kune Do. So that's cool.
Yeah, like clever pulls that he's gotten there. So again, just some cool background stuff.
Where's the pizza?
No pizza yet.
No pizza.
Also, it's weird. I don't know if you want to show them without them wearing the bandanas.
Yeah.
There's something. Yeah, like
it's a little odd. I agree.
They have it. I think on the next page too, they have it too, of just like a closer shot of like Donatello and all the guys like without them wearing that.
He just looks like a bald guy.
Exactly. I'm like, yeah, he's just nothing really changes, but something with him not wearing the mask just feels so naked to me. But we cut to them watching the TV, and we see a Dr. Baxter Stockman, great name by the way, showing off these new robot creations that he has, which he hopes to help clean up New York City's rat problem.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to show off the cover real quick for issue 2, because that's one of my favorite comic book covers ever. I just love the reflection of them in there. I think that's so cool.
Yeah. We'll find out what that actually is showing here in a second. Yeah. But yeah, that is a cool one. Yeah, like the early covers that they had too were actually pretty neat.
They're awesome. Oh, that one we sold yesterday.
Issue number 4.
I can't even, man.
We don't talk about that one.
I'm an idiot. I wanted to get this book we had here. It was mine. I sold it here years ago, and we still had it on the rack. And yesterday I was looking at it, and I'm like, man, I think I'm going to buy that back. And someone came in like 20 minutes later and bought it
right.
It's
a cool book you got there. Let me get that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I'm whatever. I didn't do it. I'm mad at myself.
Yeah. But it was funny that
all the days for me to think that literally, and then this, like, in front of me. I was like, how dare you?
Exactly. Yeah, 'cause we'll show it off too because it was issue number 4. So when we get to
Yeah.
that, we'll show off the cover for that one because it's a new one.
Yeah.
And it was the colored version too, like the color
Yeah,
classics.
because it was the second printing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, that went on 2 printings.
There we go. He knew what he was doing.
Because when I collected it, I had all 62 issues plus like all the variant printings, not of number 1, but
Okay.
of 2 and on. Number
Yeah.
1, I only had the 4th printing of. That was the earliest I would go at that point.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, so Baxter on the TV is showing off these machines he built to solve the New York City rat problem, which is a problem when Master Splinter's a rat. These things, he calls them mousers.
Yeah, the Mousers.
And they
Great
are these
mousers.
little robotic things that don't really think much. They just kind of have like this innate need to kill rats.
Exactly.
And
Yeah,
so they detect them.
They
and
find
even,
rats, they kill them, and then they go back to base, basically.
Yeah, and then they throw them in. Like they throw a bunch of rats into a maze and drop the mouser, and then he's able to go through the maze and find the rat. So he's pretty efficient. It's pretty efficient.
Mm-hmm. Well, thankfully they had the computer programming of a one April O'Neil, which I was not expecting that. I didn't realize that, like, 'cause again, like, coming off like the TV shows and movies, like, April O'Neil is always the kind of like spunky reporter, but here she was like an ex.
Con? No, she's like a computer specialist.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, she's a computer nerd.
She's a dork.
Which I definitely would have not have seen coming. But yeah, Splinter warns of these machines and to be unaware of them, and their TV gets smashed because we can't have nice things this year when Raphael and Michelangelo are sparring in the living room, and Leonardo is just trying to read Dune.
Yeah, there's some crashing in the furniture there.
But yeah, we cut to a few weeks later, and there have been a few bizarre bank robberies going out throughout the city. April O'Neil is reading about how there were tunnels made under the banks, the size of, like only a small human could probably, like a child or a small adult would be able to make the way through there.
The newspaper she's reading is called The Daily Lump. That's awesome. The Daily Lump. Can I get a lump of news along with my bundle of
Wait, I was going to say our bundle of paper, yeah. But yeah, we have them, these bizarre bank robberies are happening, and she doesn't really know what could be causing it. She says, like the Mauser units, could have done tunnels like that. She says to Baxter, but he laughs it off. He's like, what kind of, we would have known that would have been happening. It's our programming, it's my programming and yours. Don't be silly, basically. But I don't know. Something in his eyes kind of betrays, I think, some of what's going on there. But he quickly brushes that story off and decides, oh, April, I've got something to show you here in the basement. And they go through the security checks, they make their way down, and we find a whole layer filled with far more Mausers than we would have ever thought.
200 of them, he says.
Exactly, yeah.
You're
Initially,
only supposed to have funding for 24.
wait a minute, something doesn't add up. How did they get all that extra money in such a short period of time, Johnny?
Oh, well. Oh, we have more than 200. Well, it seems as though he was, in fact, sending the Mousers to these banks. He lied moments ago. Believe it or not, he lied.
Mm-hmm. Exactly, yeah. That trustworthy man had stolen over $900,000 at this point. And he says, that's only the beginning. And he has further plans to basically extort New York City by, I love it, having the Mausers go around and undermine the foundations and basically dig tunnels right underneath these buildings with the plan of saying, all right, if you don't give me, I think he wants like a couple $1 billion. I am going to slowly, one by one, finish off these tunnels to cause huge collapses under these buildings. So
solid plan.
I was gonna say, I respect his hustle there. It's a clever one. But April O'Neil does not. She doesn't. This wasn't what she made them for. How dare you? And she tries to escape. But Baxter has his traps already ready and willing to to spring on her. She tries to make it out into the elevator, but the floor falls out and she's in a pit of water into the sewers with a band of the Mausers being set to hunt her down.
After he told her that she could just leave. Yeah, so they're still running through the sewers with the mousers.
Yeah, yeah.
I like that panel over here with like the close up of the mouser's
Yeah.
face.
Yeah, they got a cool design to them. It's simple but effective.
Yeah. Yeah, they're dope, man.
But yeah, it's funny. I do like how Baxter had very much a cliche evil villain monologue of telling her this whole thing, and then saying you could go, and then I'm gonna sick them on you. And she's sick. They sick three of the Mauser units on her. Cause he's like, that's surely enough to deal her off. Even one would be too many for her to take on. But and that's probably would have been the case if it were not for three gentlemen coming in to save her at the last moment. And by gentlemen, of course, I mean gentle turtles. Yeah, they easily deal with the Mausers, and April O'Neil faints at the sight of these dudes in the sewer. Which again, I can't really blame her. If you were running through the sewers for your life and you came across a couple 6-foot tall turtles brandishing some sweet Eastern weapons, I don't know how I would react to it, I guess I'd say.
Well, I have run through the sewers a few times, and I've never run into turtles. So
exactly. Yeah. Well, I mean,
to experience this.
knock on wood. God forbid. Yeah.
But I'll be taking a dive this weekend, so we'll see what I have to say next week. This is John. He's dirty. He just kind of plays himself.
That's where he comes across some sweet comics in the sewers every once in a while. Because much like my Renaissance art books, eventually somebody's just gonna flush it down a toilet.
Yeah, it's the places you'd never think to look.
Exactly.
Like sewers, gold mine.
Exactly. Ooh, a fourth printing of turtles.
That's right. A slice of pizza. It's not even that wet.
Says Johnny's been on a lot of adventures. Yeah, you're not wrong. If you're gonna have to check back on some older issues older videos where we talk about some Johnny's secrets, and there's a lot of adventures going on there.
Crazies. See, and the thing about the things I say is 50% of them are BS, but the other 50% are also BS, but even I believe they're
exactly,
true.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting...
We leave it up to you, the viewer, to sift through fact,
choose your own
fiction,
path.
Or just double fiction.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, we get... I don't know why I found this... Maybe, I don't know. Maybe I'm just ragging on a small point here. But, again, we have April. She wakes up and, gets kind of the lowdown on the turtles. But for me, it was funny because they're like, she kind of tells us what's happening with her. And then we get the story of the turtles, which we, see issue number 1 of TMNT if you want to find out more. But I don't know. It was funny because it took them 1 hour. It says 1 hour later. And it's like, that's the whole time that it took to find out the story, the backstory of the turtles. But, in issue number 1, we found it out in 6 pages.
The part I found funny was she fainted from these turtles, and within an hour she's like, "I guess we can be friends."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I guess I live here now. Yeah.
Story, if you don't buy into that, then if you're gonna have a girl freaking out for 3 issues, you're not gonna want to read that.
Yeah, April is a character. I don't know. I guess we'll get into it when we wrap up all of it. But yeah, I don't know how I feel about her just yet. But we Yo-Yo says Johnny's just a character for the stream. Oh no, they've seen right through you.
Maybe.
In real life.
Not even real.
Exactly. Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I don't even believe I'm real.
Starts fading from existence, sneezing until he disappears. Yeah.
Just like I love in the picture in Back to the Future when his brother and sister are fading. That's me.
Exactly. Yeah. Johnny and Mike start fading out of existence. But yeah, back in the sewers, they turn on the TV because there's been some news happening, and we see a shady figure in the darkness. He sent in a pre-recorded message to the news stations
on VHS. What they say, or pre-recorded on video. I remember I thought that was funny.
Exactly. Yeah, videotaped ransom note. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there we go. That's how you used to have to do it, kids. You videotape your ransom note
exactly.
after you took the city hostage.
If you wanted to get millions of dollars from the city,
now you can just tweet it in. That's not even cool. That's not how you commit crimes to tweets. There's Baxter, Shady. Yeah.
Oh, well, Johnny, that could be anybody. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, April tells us. She knows. See how fun? It's like that reminds me of those things where they muffle out the person's voice.
Exactly.
I witnessed this murder, and April's just like, "Hey, that's Baxter.
Give me $1 billion."
Yeah.
But yeah, he gives
20 million.
Well, that's for the what was it? It was the no, not the Empire State Building. One of the World Trade Center towers.
It's true.
Only $20 million. But no, he said but it was a $1 billion plan because over the course of like the next few days, he was going to undermine like multiple buildings, like headquarters, financial sectors, demanding this money, or each one will get toppled. And he has one that he says at 3 p.m. tomorrow will topple if I don't get one of the World Trade Center towers will topple unless I get $20 million. It is the next day, and it's 3:03 p.m. But this building is still standing. So surely it was just a hoax. Or was it, Johnny?
It wasn't, because there's the building, and this guy's like, nothing happened. And
good Lord!
Yeah. Good Lord indeed, friend. Good Lord indeed.
Also, they have the choke thing in there too. I like that because that's a small, like, in a lot of like pulp comics, especially like horror comics, choke is like an exasperated, emotion that they usually show, like just like that. I don't know. I like that they use that as like their kind of go-to sound effect for this.
Yeah, I do like the sound effects.
But we have April O'Neil just distressed at what happened. She didn't believe that it was going to happen.
But she says a sob thing. Sob.
Exactly. But the turtles, now seeing that the threat is real, knowing where to go, they gear up for battle to head to the Baxter's secret lab through the tunnels.
Yeah, they got like the right there, like weapon. If it was a Joel Schumacher comic, it'd be like weapon, nipple, weapon. What?
I mean,
I'm not wrong.
Yeah, we don't really get too much nudity here. Well, we don't get any nudity here, I guess I'll say. But we definitely see April's figure, I guess we'll say a few times. Like there's definitely there's definitely some booty shots of April throughout the comics. But
wait, there are?
Kind of. I mean, there's go back to when she first lands in the sewers. There's like her like sprawled out on the bed. Well, you find that. We have the turtles kind of running through the Baxter building. It's well guarded, but he wasn't accounting for them to head through the secret tunnels and the sewers, and they sneak up on him with the plans of shutting down his operations here because again the no turtles without a shell yo-yo. Yeah, I know exactly. Like we don't get to see that at least in the first 4 issues, but
stick around for issue 5.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah,
full frontal turtle.
You know what I didn't like about this is Baxter gets a couple shots in on them, and I'm like, they're ninjas. This guy's a nerd.
I was gonna say, that did kind of catch me too. Like Baxter is, just a full on, just kind of like nerdlinger, glasses and all. The name Baxter is just a very much a nerdy name, but yeah, they sneak up on him and try and shut off the machine because again, the Mausers are nothing without this kind of centralized mother computer, he calls it. And they try to shut it down, but he says, for them to shut down the full system, they have to turn off the entirety of the system, but it shuts each segment down one by one of like, here's the lights, here's that. So the Mausers have gotten kind of wind of what's happening. Baxter like kind of tripped the alarm. He blew up the tunnels, kind of trapping them in there as the Mausers are slowly returning away from the sewer network, trying to get back to the base to defend it. So we have the turtles setting out some explosives to try and blow off the rest of the tunnels to prevent the Mausers from getting back. But they have to defend it in this meantime. So we've got Raphael, Leonardo, and Michelangelo defending the tunnels as Donatello and April are quickly trying to hack the system. We get a lot of like hacker jargon of like writing viruses to infect
overload that burned out. Including an electrical overload that burned out a lot of these circuits. Yeah, man.
Exactly. Circuits, electricity. Like
burnout sounds like marijuana talk there, Donatello.
Exactly. Yeah. Viruses.
Some teenager.
Exactly. Yeah. All this techno jargon. But,
yeah. I forget the one who stays back and doesn't fight is talking like this.
Yeah. That's my boy Donatello. He does machines. So the plan is to shut down all of the bots, but there's too many for them to defend in the tunnels. They have to kind of fall back into the that's a great splash shot.
It's not going to do any justice in the screen, but like in person, this art, these panels, this splash pages are just incredible. This is a really nice book. So these pages are thick. This is like seriously good quality book. Yeah.
So they're barreling down on them, chewing through the walls, but the lights cut out. We don't really see what happens, but we think that it sounds like everything worked out because they shut down the system.
For them, they're sweating like Shaquille O'Neal at the foul line. He can't make free throws. That's why that joke's funny.
Oh, okay.
Did you get
that?
that?
I thought it's because he was tall. Oh, he's closer to the lights.
Oh no, it's because he couldn't do free throws. So he'd be like, "You're sweating like Shaq at the foul line."
Okay. I learned
cool.
something. But we also learned that the plan worked for the turtles. They were able to successfully shut off the mother computers right at the last second, but took out the lights. But the Mausers are effectively done.
That's a really cool shot.
Yeah.
Actually, because I had the colored version, this looks cooler in black and white. This last panel here. Dope.
And that's the end of TMNT number 2.
Yeah.
and
issue 3, I thought was one hell of a fun issue.
Yeah. It's a little different from the first ones, but yeah.
Oh yeah. But that's the cover. This cover's kind of cool. It's gathered in the van. But it picks up right where number 2.
I was gonna say they're coming out of
exiting the sewer.
Coming out of the sewers. But they return home to find that the Mausers had tunneled through their house. Splinter is gone, and we get Raphael, kind of the hotshot that he is. They're trying to. Leonard's trying to divvy up the work of, all right, well, somebody's got to clean up. We've got to look around the tunnels, do this that, and the other. And Raphael, just goes off. He's like, I got to find Splinter, and runs out. They try to stop him, but he just kind of runs out, looking on his own. No success finding Splinter, and eventually kind of returns back.
I wonder what happened to him during that time.
If only.
Only they had a micro one-shot series that gave the exact recollection of those happenings.
But no, that's
surely
nothing like that would happen.
Especially not after this issue when I see the book right in my hands.
So we cut back.
Let's turn the pages.
Exactly. Yeah, we cut back into it. Raphael's returned. No success finding Splinter. So they enlist the help of April to kind of help hunt down and find where Splinter could have gone to.
Yeah, and she has a car. Actually, it's a van.
I was gonna say
That's what she said.
Yeah.
Literally. See, it's a car. Actually, it's a van. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm. Also, new hairdo for April. We're gonna see that happens once more in these 4 issues.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, April brings her sweet VW van. I guess she was a hippie at one point in her life, or maybe that's all she had.
We've all been hippies. Just kidding. Hippies use the back door. No exceptions.
I don't know what that means. Oh, I see. But yeah, they go on the hunt for trying to find Splinter. So they hop in the van. They're trying to look around, try and find out where he could have gone. But quickly, as they're driving around, they drive past a cop car, and the lights go on, and they're being chased by the cops, and they don't really understand why. But we do. We are privy to that information. For them, they thought that they just ran a red light, but Leo and the Turtles are saying hey man, we can't afford to get stopped right now. The cops aren't going to understand. We just got to gun it, which probably not the best thing to do, but they try to make it work.
Hey, you know what? If I was a woman in New York and these 4 strange turtles that I met the day before got in my car and told me to hit and run from a cop, I would do it too. I'm just being honest.
We've all been there.
Yeah.
After a long day of spelunking in the sewers.
That's right.
But yeah, so they hop in the car and they're running away from the cops. Again, we know that there had been apparently an all points bulletin out for a van that looked exactly like that. That had apparently committed some crimes. So the cops are trying to stop these would-be criminals. And we get our sweet car chase scene for the most of this issue. They're going around the streets. They're near missing cars. They're running through red lights, through intersections. They make their way into Central Park, or into a park, and are just driving down like madmen. It felt like they were kind of just, I don't know, man. I don't know how I felt about the Turtles just kind of loosely wreaking havoc in the middle of the city.
Well,
But
the one line I loved is when she's like, Leonardo, I'm not okay with this. People are hurt. And he's like, I'm pretty sure they're not hurt that bad. And you're
exactly,
like,
yeah.
what?
To be fair, we do get very much kind of like a GI Joe style thing of like people like looking like they're hurt, but then like we cut to them and they're like, all right, they're okay.
Yeah.
Like the couple in the park when they jump off the bridge and it's like, all right, they're fine.
Right.
Just a little wet dress, never hurt nobody.
But while they're, doing this getaway thing, eventually they come side to side with a van that's identical to theirs.
Yes.
And it turns out to be the actual criminals, which is a little dorky, a little like Ex Machina. No, not Ex Machina. What's the word?
Yeah, yeah.
It is Ex Machina.
Yeah, or just like a little, like very convenient kind of cliche. But naturally, if the other van is being driven by people named Slim, and what was the other one? God, they had some very like cliche criminal names. But they pull alongside them, and we find out that this was the van that the cops were looking for.
I think Slim is the only name they drop.
Was it? I thought there was one other one. Maybe I'm just maybe I'm imagining it.
Maybe it's one of your punk friends.
Exactly, my favorite friend Slim. But they knock out the van, and they get out of here. The cops don't know which is which. It's a very Rico. They mentioned Rico. No, Rico, we're gonna flip. The car gets toppled over the van with the criminals, and the cops are like, all right, there we go, we caught him. That solves that. Good job.
Oh, Rinko.
Rico.
No, Rinko. Wrincko. Rinko, watch out!
Interesting.
Oh, that's one of the cops.
I was gonna say.
I'm a page prior. Sorry. Still, one of the cops named Rinko.
But yeah, we get
You're right,
those
Rico.
guys knocked over, and a job well done. I do like the splash page of just the cops like all just.
Oh yeah. Freeze. Stop.
Yeah, exactly. Do not ambulate.
Yeah.
Remain
Cease and
motionless.
desist.
Yeah, exactly.
Halt. Don't move.
But yeah, a job well done. They evaded the cops, although they did not find Splinter. So in the meantime, with their house wrecked by Mausers and not feeling safe, April O'Neil does offer up. Apparently, she has an apartment building kind of all to her own, and she offers them up being able to set up shop there. And they gladly accept it. They hang out for a bit. This was an interesting part for me too because she offers them drinks and
That's interesting.
and somebody says that they want beer and I'm like, how old are these turtles? We know that
Teenagers.
I was gonna say like the turtles we know are 15
They're
because
15,
after 15 years of being raised to fight Shredder, are they old enough to drink?
I would say no.
Yo-Yo-
April's the one who should lose because
How old
the
is
ones
April
who
though?
host lose the most. So April quit offering these underage minors, which is what the word underage means. That was redundant.
Unless if they're actual minors, like because they're in a sewer, so it's kind of like a mine.
With offering them alcohol. They're minions. You're gonna mess with their skills.
Exactly. But yeah,
luckily they all
they fall.
pass
Yeah,
out
they fall asleep in
from
time.
exhaustion.
They don't get a chance to get their beer. But yeah, that's more or less the end of that. I was gonna say our friend Yo-Yo in Belgium. That is legal drinking age for them though.
15? Well, this is New York City in this book, and that's 21.
I'm walking here.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Nice. That was funny as hell.
Was it the most
Yeah.
cliche New York accent line?
What?
And that's the end of issue 3, or is it? We get a sweet epilogue here at the end of Master Splinter in the sewers, and kind of it recaps more or less what happened when they were invaded by the house was empty and invaded by the Mausers. He's able to we get to see a bit of why Master Splinter is the master. He's escaping, knocking some of the Mausers out. Finding his way through the tunnels, and eventually comes up to a TCRI underground building, or at least the underground part of this medical and technological building, where he is captured by some of the security guards there, and kind of held against his own will here. But
Well, they were going to kill him.
yeah, exactly. They were going to experiment on him and kill him, but he kind of sneaks out as he is wont to do with all his ninjutsu. But not without coming across a pretty disturbing sight right at the end there of, there you go. Some sweet looking mutant dudes coming out of the chest of these guys, sipping on their drinks with straws, which I thought was kind of funny too. They're
Looking like Krangs.
Exactly, yeah, a bunch of mini Krangs sipping on their drinks. And that is the cliffhanger that we get for issue 3.
Yeah. Wait a minute.
Yes.
Ask and ye shall receive. I wanted to find out what happened to Raphael when he went off on his own. And I was hopeful that they would make a one-issue micro-series about it.
And lo and behold, I turned the next
Turns
page.
out they did. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh, hell yeah, Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo says, kind of like the head crabs from Half-Life. That is, man, what a pull. Have you ever played Half-Life?
No, but I know what you're talking about. Actually, the only reason I know that, I'm not kidding, that cousin that I said might be watching,
Sure.
he used to play Half-Life, and he told me that was the best computer game ever back when I was like a kid.
Not wrong. I definitely wholeheartedly agree with that. Half-Life 2.
It was Half-Life 2. He got it for
Yeah.
Christmas at our family
I was
Christmas
gonna say
party.
definitely
That's what it was.
in the top 5 video games for me. So.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah. Hell yeah. I was gonna
So,
say
I don't know. I don't get the reference, but I get the Half-Life
yeah.
reference.
Because I was gonna say if comics is one of my loves, video games definitely a little bit, quite a bit higher. That's a lot more my style. So I could always appreciate a sweet Half-Life reference. Hell yeah, Yo-Yo. It is so good. But back to
Reality,
these
the ghost gravity.
back to these knockoff
Ghost gravity.
the knockoff head crabs here in Turtletown. Yeah, we do find out what happens with after the brawling and fighting that happens with Raphael.
Yeah, so they show. Excuse me. Starts off with him fighting in the living room again with the turtles and Michelangelo specifically. And at one point, he's kind of getting his ass kicked by Mikey, but he's still talking all cocky.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out a wrench, like a monkey wrench here. And he's like about to crack Michelangelo over the noggin with it, make some turtle soup out of it.
Yeah, that hothead, yeah.
And Leonardo stops him, and then like Raph kind of comes to his senses.
Yeah.
And he's like,
Needs some time to chill out
yeah,
right here.
he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he dips out. He's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Gotta clear his head a bit.
Yeah, and he's like wondering why he did that and what's wrong with himself. And then as he's running through the city on the rooftops here, it cuts to this dude sitting around with Babe posters in the background.
Oh hell yeah! What a cool '80s dude we've got here. Just I
Pumping
love
iron.
just watching TV, pumping iron, getting swole.
You ever watch that movie, Pumping Iron, with Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yes, I did.
Really?
It's the documentary about his time, in the weightlifting circuit.
Yeah, Mr. Olympia. Wow, I
Not
didn't think you
not
read
the
it.
most flattering, I guess, view of him these days.
I like him. He's all right. He's a Terminator, man. He saved us.
That's
He's John
true.
Connor, dude.
That's fair. Yeah, he
John
saved us
Connor.
all. Yeah, what did Chad? He says, Yo-Yo.
Who?
This dude just pumping iron.
Oh, yeah, Casey?
Exactly. Spoilers.
He's a total Chad.
Um,
Well,
but-
no, he's kind of a badass. See, look at those trap muscles.
Exactly. Yeah. Let's get a close up on this. Yeah.
There he is, and there he is.
There he is.
He goes on his hockey
Exactly,
match.
yeah.
He's about to go and vigil.
Whoop.
What did I do?
Sponsored by Discord. You just hit the video thing. For a
Hi.
second here, folks.
Can you hear me?
Technical difficulties as
Wait, am I unmuted? Hello?
you might want to close that one.
Close down. What did I do?
Hit the video thing. All right, there we go.
Am I
Welcome back.
I never left.
straight chatting up over here.
Straight out of Compton, crazy mother.
Whoa.
Can't swear on the
You
comics
can't,
corner.
please,
I
not in
wanted
the
it.
comics. Well, I was gonna say, you've broken that rule a few times, but once per episode. But yeah, back to it. We've got exactly. Yeah, Yo-Yo. The site's back, but the webcam died. Yeah.
Casey Jones is about to go vigilante up in the neighborhood with his
It's-
crazy baseball bats, hockey masks, hockey sticks, and cricket clubs.
Yeah, because it's funny because we see him. What he's watching there is like basically like Dirty Harry style movies. Like he's watching a bunch of like anti punk movies. And it's it's hyping him up. Not that kind of punk, not G.G. Allen punk. More like kind of denim jackets and shivs type punks, which is not too far off from the other punks. Do you have a shiv? A
Does that mean a
switchblade?
knife?
A switchblade? Yeah.
I do.
And watch out for anybody that's coming up with you with a hockey
right.
mask. Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that. I'll stab you with my shiv.
No, you're the bad guy though. In this comic, when we cut to these sweet hoodlums in the alleyway that he comes across, this is basically
That's me?
Johnny and Mike in the comics corner.
That's Mike? That's us? That's the lady we're robbing? We're about to get taken by Casey Jones?
Exactly, yeah.
All right.
But yeah, so we see Casey Jones suiting up because he got basically, like, I think he had like a police radar that he was listening to, and saw that there was robberies happening in the area. So we get some sweet vigilante street justice by Casey Jones, observed by Raphael. But Raphael basically cuts in right at the end there and sees, to be fair, he sees this hockey mask dude with a backpack full of just melee weapons, going to town on these dudes in the alleyway, and Raphael takes him to, he sees Casey Jones as the bad guy.
Yeah, and he's basically like, you're going too far, like you already stopped them.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Kill them, like over that, even though they were killing people and then fishing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, there he's kind of stopping him there in case he's swinging on him, and they kind of start having a little kerfuffle back and forth.
Yo-Yo says that's your outfit for the wrestling match. Hell yeah, we'll have to get some sweet torn up denim jackets, which I'm sure our boy already has some. I do not, but
Who's our boy, me?
you, yeah, Johnny
Yeah,
Johnny
I've got
has some.
some.
Yeah, do you have
Like,
multiple?
3 or 4
Okay, yeah,
denim
there we
jackets.
go.
Yeah, I do. All pumped out. Studs and spikes.
Exactly.
And
Yeah. Do you have patches safety pinned onto there?
I do.
All right, there we go. It's authentic.
It is. Hell yeah, dude. I have
Um,
these safety pin tattoos on my arm. You ever seen that?
Oh,
Right
hell
there. Like safety
Punk
pin in
is
my arm.
not dead.
Yeah. See, they're going into my skin.
Hell yeah.
Popped up.
Still alive and well.
Number one. Alright, so yeah, he's fighting Casey Jones, and like at the last minute, Casey turns around at his golf club. At least he properly yelled for
Yeah,
it, but
exactly,
he knocks Raphael flat on his ass.
Yeah. So these guys are going at it, and the rest of the issue is kind of like them fighting more bad guys. We get Casey, interrupting more would-be robbers, with Raphael kind of hot in his tail this whole time, chasing him down, trying to stop him, and escaping from one another, running around the streets in New York, eventually culminating, I believe, in again Central Park, where they've hunted each other down. They're having their sweet battle, breaking the hockey stick across his sweet six-pack, not
Turtle
quite six-pack,
abs,
turtle
yeah.
abs, but yeah, exactly, his sweet six-pack shell. And yeah, they fight into each other, but then they kind of come to an understanding of, hey, basically we're on the same side. We're here to stop, the criminal activity in New York City. They kind of make amends, shake hands, become partners here, because then in the distance they hear another mugging, and they realize, what better way to stop them than, working out together. And it's a good moral to this one-shot story, Johnny.
Well, Shorty, do we help the citizen or what?
Let's get him.
Well, Shorty.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, to be fair, compared to Casey, kind of.
Yeah, they got this cool shot of them like running off the fight. I love the artwork in these books.
Yeah.
And the black and white they both bring something. The black and white and the color.
Yeah, I was gonna say just seeing the difference of those are pretty sweet. But yeah, that's the end of that one shot, and we find out a bit about Raphael in the meantime.
That's what he was doing.
Do you want to hold the fort for one hot second here while I run to the back room here?
Yeah, let's take turns actually.
Sure. Yeah.
So yeah, next up we have issue number 4, and this is that cover. Well, okay, this is the original cover with the green, and then here I got a picture. I'm gonna pull up real quick of that second printing one that we had. Oh, I'm so mad at myself for letting that go right from underneath me. That was a bad choice on my end. But the cover I'm about to show you, the second printing one, it was actually taken from the cover of the Nintendo video game Turtles in Time, so it's not the exact same image as this. It's just very similar. Here, it's literally right here. I got it. Zoom in on it for you. All right, so that's the cover. That's literally the book here. I took a picture of it like a week ago because I was eyeballing it. Like, that's badass. I love it. And it's a wraparound cover, so actually when you take the back and unfold it like so, it's like a longer image. So I was just showing off that second printing. So yeah, right there one more time. Totally cool. All of them with the red bandanas. So after it sold yesterday, I went on eBay and bought a poster that's very similar because I was like, FOMO, if you're missing out, I got something. So
It happens.
we're good for a second. Run to the bathroom.
Yeah. I was gonna say
You hold it down.
I'll hold the fort. I'll kind of start running through issue number 4. This was the final one that we read for this week's book club, 1 through 4 plus that Raphael miniseries. Again, out the gate here, this one is a little bit more straightforward. Yeah, exactly. Oh, also, what's up, Baba Yoda in the chat there? Hello. Real quick, I guess while we got some time here, Baba Yoda reminds me. I'll be right back and let me grab some here to show off. So this is something a little bit more for the something that we would have shown on probably more of the Tuesday show here, but Baba Yoda reminds me that we got these in just the other day. Some sweet, seeing that right up on the face of the cam there. We've got the Child Mandalorian toy here. Apparently, I think this one is the talking one. Or no, I think this is just a sweet... If you ever wondered what the child's name was in French, l'enfant, apparently. There you go. We're all learning something today here, but no, this sweet toy just recently came in. $50. Not as bad as having to pay for the $5 million that I believe the... Oh, Yo-Yo says that you got pictures of those too. Really? I guess they went worldwide at about the same time here, but check that out. You know, you can pay $50 for this infant instead of paying $5 million for the normal one. Did I, Yo-Yo? French, never really my language. Is it not? L'enfant terrible. Sorry, man. All I know is comics. I don't know French. We'll have to find some French comics here. But yeah, I don't know. I thought this was adorable. They just came in too, so we got it set up with all the other sweet baby or Bobby Yoda stuff that we've got here at the store. So let me run this back real quick. How about this, Yo-Yo? You phonetically type out how I should have said that, and I'll be right back. Oh, is it cannoli time? Oh, no, we can't eat on stream.
Cannoli or can't you?
We can't fall down that rabbit hole there.
How far are we in Turtles number 4?
Not very. We were joined by Babby Yoda in the chat.
Hello.
So yeah, shout outs to Babby. But
Starbucks.
L'enfant. Okay. Yeah, no problem, Babby. I says thanks for showing me that. It's super cute. I thought, you know, it's the namesake, so I had to show it off, and also those like just came in the other day.
Oh, the stuffed Yodas?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, definitely.
And then I butchered L'enfant, the French name that for the child that was on the bottom there. I was getting razzed by Yo-Yo.
What child?
Did you watch? Yeah.
Okay,
I was gonna say, did you watch that?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Try it like that. Yeah. L'enfant. It doesn't sound French, but nice try, Mike. Thank you. I try my best here. Like I said, I don't know French. I don't know much of anything in this world except some of comics, and now I know a bit more about the Turtles, and I'm honestly really liking the Turtles here. So again, we're on the last issue here of the issues 1 through 4, plus the Raphael miniseries that we just read there. This one is kind of straightforward, I think, at least. There's a lot of action going on in this one. Right out the gate here, we've got our boys, the Turtles, on a rooftop, fighting the Foot Clan as they're kind of wont to do. I feel like this is just some peak Turtles happening here, as they're hunting, trying to hunt down and find back to the Turtles, trying to hunt down and find Splinter, and along the way, they've got to fight their way through these hordes of Foot Clan soldiers. But yeah, no, I think it's a pretty cool fight scene that kind of spans a bit of the rooftops of New York. Again, we've got people dying.
I was gonna say he's slicing right through these people.
I was gonna say, yeah, like again, this is a scene that definitely would have happened in any of the TV shows, but they definitely would have had people dying. Or I like when they crash in through the apartment building, with a bra on head and kind of, interfering what was about to be some intimate moments here between these New Yorkers.
Hey,
so
I'm walking here.
he says,
Come on, baby, let's go walking. That's how they do it.
apparently, yeah, that's the mating call of the New Yorkers. Hey, baby, want to go for a walk? But yeah, they tumble through the apartment building. But yeah, no, I thought it was just a funny scene, but also just again, like some more stuff that they wouldn't really show in the Turtles TV show. So again, more of how the comic kind of separates itself from that. But as they're fighting through this rooftop, they come across a familiar name, TCRI. They see the building name across the way, and in the middle of fighting, they kind of stop themselves in shock and awe because they remembered that TCRI was the name on the on the goop, the canister of ooze that shattered on that fateful day, and created the Mutant Ninja Turtles. So
I actually I forgot about this. I've never looked this up. In the movies, it's TGRI, and I'm wondering what the reason was that they changed it. I'm gonna have to look that
is
up.
interesting. I forget. They don't actually mention what the name stands for.
No,
at least
they don't
this
even
far
either.
into it.
No,
Oh, interesting.
yeah. So I'm not sure what's up with that. I'm sure there's a reason. I would like to
Yeah.
look it up. Yeah.
I was gonna say, I wonder if anything kind of changed between now and then.
So, but during the fight, Michelangelo got hurt, so they stumble
Yeah.
upon this. He got his arm cut pretty bad. So they stumble upon this TCRI building, and they want to go in, but it's almost morning, and Mikey's hurt, so they're like, it's better for us to go back
we'll come
to
back,
regroup, and then we'll come back. So
Which is smart.
that is smart. So they do that.
And also gives them time to cut back home, have some fun in the showers, and we cut to there's a knock on the door.
Yeah.
Who is it?
Oh, come on. Who else knows you live up here? Open up. I've got a surprise for you.
Uh-oh.
Why is she doing that to the turtles? And then she says how she feels awkward. And it's like, why did you pose like that to answer the door? Yeah.
Dang, you look good for a human.
Yeah, you look good for a human. I got it done at this New Wave place. What a mistake.
I was gonna say, I don't think I'm a fan of the new perm style that April gets. I think I kind of liked her better with just the hair straight down.
Well, I'm pretty sure she has the perm for the rest of the series.
Really?
That's how she looks, yeah. Because I can even picture on the cover of issue 62 she's got the perm.
A rare miss.
Spoilers!
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. Again, maybe it's just because it's the fact that I'm just used to the straight-haired April O'Neil that I found this new look not really doing it for me, or not how I picture April. But again, comics versus TV show. Also, speaking of comics versus the movies, Troy says it must have just been a typo. The T.
That would make the most sense.
It's like, somebody actually hit the wrong button. G's kind of looks like a C, so it's not that far off.
Back in the day, you can't go back and edit the way you can now.
Exactly. Yep. I guess our entire franchise is now based off around this typo. So, but yeah, we've got they kind of clue in April about that they think they might have found some info on Shredder, on Splinter, and their origins upon finding this building. So they, their plan is to break in and kind of find what they could, see what they could find. One of the things that I liked on the way in there was when they come across the camera on the rooftop.
Yes.
Their way to, a classic, I feel like, action movie thing is, to throw off the security camera is to, put a picture right in front of it. But I like that the picture that he puts is of a bird, and the guy is just like, oh, these dang pigeons blocking the roof camera. Although it's just a still image of a pigeon just just freaking out in front of it. And he's just staring at that as if that's a live feed of what's going on. So I don't know. I thought, speaking of some silly stuff, I thought that was pretty funny. Well,
you see underneath that panel, it's one of them's holding the pigeon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like they're just straight up holding it in front of it, like as if that's just, okay, I guess that must be what's going on camera number 4 is just a pigeon frozen and freaking out. So I don't know. But they find their way into the building, and they continue hunting them down. They come across a receptionist desk which has a key card on it that they use to try and make their way further into the building, following some employees there that are kind of talking about dematerialization crystals. which if I were to hear that, I would just turn around and leave the building because there's stuff going on here that I do not want to know.
Dematerialization crystals.
Exactly. Yeah, we sell those here at Pastimes. So, $50 per crystal, which not that bad of a going rate for dematerialization crystals these days.
To buy 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I mean, and to be fair, you're gonna need 3. You know why?
You'd be an idiot to not
Exactly.
buy
Yeah,
3.
you buy 2 dematerialization crystals. What do you do?
That's what I'd be doing to your face. Buy 3.
Exactly. Yeah, we'll give you a deal.
100.
It's actually not that bad of a deal. $30 off. Sorry. Back to it.
Yeah, we don't actually sell those here, nor are they readily available at any comic store or any store.
Maybe in Belgium. Maybe you've got some pictures
do you guys
of.
have dematerialization crystals at your local
Surely,
comic stores?
surely you do. Come on.
I mean, we have plutonium available at every corner drugstore here. 1985.
I hope not.
You know what that's from?
1985 plutonium. I do not.
Back to the Future, dog.
Oh, that's why.
He goes back and he tells the 1955 doc and he's plutonium. He says, I'm sure they have plutonium at every corner drugstore in 1985, but here in 1955, it's a little hard to come by. What a good line. Love that movie. Didn't we see Back to the Future?
I was gonna say, yeah, you've talked about Back to the Future a few times today, so.
I love that movie. Anyways.
But how much do you love Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Because we cut back to them.
Back to the Future is one of my other favorite movies, so they're both on that list. So I love them both.
Yeah, so it's not that he's aware of.
Oh. But it could happen, you're just not aware of it.
Exactly, yeah. You got to ask. It's the problem. I don't know if you asked when you were there. So next time, come on in.
Next time ask.
Ask, yeah, you know what I'm talking about.
If you get any of those dematerialization crystals on the DL, because I've got
I've got $50 US here to slide across the table for you.
But I hear over there across the pond they get a deal on 3, so let's make it happen.
Charlie says, yeah, what's the only thing from the 80s with plutonium in it? Back to the Future. Come on, Mike. I told you. I've mentioned this every time that Johnny brings up Back to the Future. I've watched them all, but, like, I don't know. They kind of, like, they didn't really stick with me. So if you're going to be pulling deep cuts from Back to the Future.
I kiss you, it feels like you're kissing my brother. That's a line from the movie. Yeah.
Okay.
I wasn't just having some thoughts about other experiences.
Back to the Turtles.
Back to the Future.
They bust into one of the rooms with the key cards, and here we have Splinter suspended in a great splash image here, suspended in some machinery. Not Charlie says, you're out of time. That I get because they go back to the future.
It's also the license plate of the car out of time. OUTATIME. That's the license plate on the DeLorean.
Maybe one time we'll tell you, Yo-Yo, what happens in the break room.
What you guys do in the break room?
We to be
This
fair,
is the break room.
we eat cannolis.
Yeah, where do you think we're filming this from? You think our boss
Exactly.
lets us use the main floor? This is the break room. That's why the food's here. He's right.
Exactly, yeah.
Silly kid.
Um,
So yeah, they go in and they find Splinter.
Exactly, but not before these sweet T800 robots are having dinner in their break room, which I love. Perfect timing.
Yeah, they get a break room in a break room.
Exactly. Yeah.
Oh,
All art intruders. And they're trying to, the turtles are trying to bust out Splinter. They think that he's dead. We get some emotional stuff with Raphael here. But yeah, the robots kind of bust in and try and break up the party here, because they're intruders with their sweet personal. Yo says he feels personally attacked when Johnny said kid.
Boy, man, dude.
There you go. Back to it. Michelangelo in the flesh. But yeah, we get these weird Krang monsters in these cyborgs, and they're kind of going at it. And I don't know how I feel about them. What did you think of these? The realization that we have like these weird kind of cyborgs plus like alien goop monsters.
I'm cool with it. I want to find out where it goes. That's
Exactly.
all.
Yeah. To be fair, like we don't really find out too much because it does end on a cliffhanger. They've backed them into the room. They're battling these guys, but hold on, the dematerialization crystals are kicking in, and they activate a machine that has the turtles on them. And the last we see them, they're kind of freezing or phasing out of time, being teleported. I think that they say, like translocated. I don't know really what's going on to them at the end there, but I know that
I like that. Yeah,
it can't be good.
like behind. He's like, Leo, Don, Raph, you're
Yeah,
fading away.
Yeah.
Don't leave without me. And then he jumps in, and I'm like, what if they're dying?
I mean, to be fair, like they're his brothers, and he's got to kind of go out with them instead of anything else, right?
He can't be the Ninja Turtle.
Exactly, yeah. And there you have it. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1 through 4 plus Raphael. Yes.
Okay, page 23. I love the MacGyver style trick to get past the TCRI security cameras. Polaroid camera, pigment puppet.
I don't even know if it was a puppet. Yeah, like did it work? Like it's just like imagine if we just like left a still image of us just sitting here and like somebody being like, oh, they're just filming again, just silently, emotionally sitting there. I don't know. I thought it was a little hokey, but maybe that's just me.
Yeah, but that wraps it up. So that's the cliffhanger we get left off on because we didn't dip into issue 5, which is in this book. 5, 6, and 7 are all in here, but that's not as far as we.
But yeah, I will say again, we both enjoyed it as far as our review of it. And I'd probably keep on, that's my book. I'll keep reading through it. But yeah, I'm curious to see where it goes from there. Again, because we see not really the turtles that you're used to if you're used to them in other media. Not one pizza involved. Nobody says cowabunga or radical. No like dude bro surfer mentality of them. Just kind of a lot more gritty and sometimes emotional. But we do see kind of the formation of the personalities that we know them as. Again, of Raphael being kind of the brooding type. We've got Leonardo trying to lead these knuckleheads. Donatello doing machines as he's wont to do. And Michelangelo just vibing.
I'm trying to find that. See if they have that picture of that first turtle sketch, just to show you.
I thought it might not have been the first turtle sketch, but in the annotations,
there's different sketches.
At the annotations at the end of here, I'll skim this one real quick. They had the like the group photo that they had of. So here we go. They showed off kind of like their first sketch of the front cover. Let me see if we can get that right in there. So we got the turtles there. That's basically how the issue opens up on number 1. And I saw here we also had a quick sketch of Shredder that I thought was, I don't know. I think I kind of like this Shredder better than their final draft Shredder here. But we've got it here.
Yeah,
one second.
I noticed that. That is really cool.
Hell yeah! Like I don't know. I'm digging the Lord Zed style, like Power Rangers Lord Zed helmet that he's got going on there.
Yeah, it's dope. So this is that first turtle image. Like it's a little wacky and weird, but that's what it is. That was the first sketch he did of Michelangelo, and that's the variant cover.
Look at that. Yeah. If you want to hold it there for a second, because I know Yo-Yo-Ton had asked about that. They said that they never. Yo-Yo asked, "Will you put this up on YouTube?" Because they missed part of it when Twitch was acting up. Yeah. All of our videos are archived, I believe, on Twitch and also YouTube. Twitch, sometimes I think they called some of the earlier episodes, which is a bummer because I was trying to link that to somebody who had asked for it. But all of them are on YouTube. So if you want to find the older issues or go back to this one, it will be up on YouTube. I think usually it's like an hour or so after the stream ends because YouTube is like just kind of uploading it on their own there too. So. And kind of censoring all of Johnny's swears. So,
what the?
There we go. If you're watching that on YouTube, you didn't hear that, but if you're watching on live,
you heard it.
You heard it, and it was some colorful language. Yo says, yeah, the grandpa turtle right there. I don't know. I'm glad that they kind of changed the look a little bit. They made it look a little bit more aggressive and less turtley, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
At least in the face.
And that was they thought it was ironic to pick a turtle that was a slow animal for
to be
ninjutsu,
fast ninja stuff. Yeah, like it's clever and it works. It works. I don't know. I liked Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I'm definitely digging the old version a little bit more than the new ones. I might have to dip into some of the color versions because like seeing it in the original black and white is cool, but like I don't know. Look at that, guys. How do you feel about the all red bandanas too? Do you feel that they need? Do turtles have to have their distinguishing colors, or? I think so. I don't know. Maybe it's me because there's a few times in the actual comics where I couldn't quite tell what was going on.
Yeah.
If you don't see like what weapon they're holding at that time, or it could be awkward of like they didn't really get into it in here, but like I'm sure if there's some scenes where they're not holding weapons and all kind of talking amongst themselves, do you know who is who? Yo-Yo says, yeah. To be honest, the all red bananas look way cooler. Like I definitely feel like. As a group, the all red does look pretty sweet, but I don't know. If they were having more kind of story moments, I feel like you do kind of need to distinguish them a little bit more, but maybe that's just me. But yeah, so that was our review. We enjoyed TMNT number 4, 1 through 4, Senior Mutant Ninja Turtles, says Charlie. You're not wrong.
That's funny. I like that.
Yeah, he says the bandanas with colors are a little too much. Yeah, it is a little like, yeah, exactly. It is definitely more for marketing, like more for kind of, the movies, as we mentioned. Like, it wasn't until the TV show that they actually broke apart from that. And I get why they would do it, but also, I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe the all red is kind of growing on me now too. But yeah, that was Turtles. A good read. Definitely gonna probably dip into that more and kind of maybe follow up on that, or maybe we'll read some of the newer stuff to kind of jump forward and see how it goes.
Well, yeah, because I was thinking about buying those, so we should definitely check one out, and then if I like it, I'll buy more, and if I don't, then I only bought one, and I'm cool with that.
Hell yeah!
I'm down with that.
So that was a good read for the week. So you chose this one, and how about this? Real quick, well, we got some people here, Charlie or Yo-Yo, especially maybe Yo-Yo. Any suggestions for so normally we do it as like a graphic novel, like a full, condensed story, or, if it's a run of a storyline that's kind of more ongoing that you liked. Any suggestions for what Johnny and I should read for next week? I'll give it a couple minutes here as people kind of catch up in the chat or think about ideas. Because we are also always open to ideas from you guys. It's not just Johnny and I choosing them. We've had some input from other people as to what we should or in some cases shouldn't read. But yeah, I'd love to see what you guys would suggest for us. Because if they don't really have one, or if it's one they don't agree on, I do have one lined up here that I think Johnny might enjoy too, and also it's for my own benefits here too. Troy says we chatted about this earlier, how Turtles in Time, the comics graphics, they changed the turtle's skin tone. I think the colors are a good touch too. Good touch though. Yeah, I do agree that, like, if nothing else, for the ease of readability, like having different colors. Having different colors as an option for what to. Yeah, exactly. I saw that. We did just come off an anime kick, but there's nothing wrong with that. But yeah, having the different colors does help with the storyline. Maybe it's just for me, but so Yo-Yo in the chat mentions My Hero Academia as an option. I have not seen the TV show, nor have I read the mangas, but Johnny, how do you feel on that one?
100% on board. I haven't read it yet, but I've watched, and that is it's not my favorite anime. Dragon Ball is my favorite, but I think
Definitely.
My Hero is the best anime I've ever seen. Like, I am man enough to admit that I like Dragon Ball because of nostalgia, which gives it bonus points.
Sure.
My Hero, if I saw them at the same time for the first time, I'd probably like My Hero more.
Now, again, granted, I haven't seen nor read it. So for me, I think my favorite is probably One Punch Man, because I feel like the way in which it lampoons kind of not only superheroes, but also like shonen kind of mangas. I'm really a fan of it. But
yeah, One Punch is good.
that was one that
earlier that bought Berserk was talking about One Punch.
Yeah.
He likes it a lot.
Yeah, because I was going to suggest that one, because I'm also curious. Charlie says Magic. Do you have a storyline of Magics, or whether it's
miniseries, I think.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, there was also the Magic miniseries. It was the 4-part, I believe, 4 or 6 parts.
I think it's 4.
Yeah. All right. So how about this? Do you want My Hero or Magic?
Are you asking me?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with My Hero. I'm not gonna lie, because I
Okay.
didn't even
Give me 1 second, because I think I've got a copy here that I can show off here. 1 second. So we can also see, like, should we do 1 book, 2 books, 3 books? Red fish, blue fish.
Oh, yeah. Maybe we should do the first 3 if we got them. Yeah, because that would be equivalent to Berserk. So maybe we'll read the first 3 of the little guys. But yeah, I hope the manga is as good as the show, because the anime is like off the charts. It hits on every note, man. It's funny. It's got heart. Like, it's got a lot of feeling. There's really great action. Like, it really hits on everything. The first season especially was like 11 out of 10 good. Season 2 got reeled back a little bit, I thought, until the second half. First half kind of drags a little bit. But after that, there's the movie. Shoot. I can't think of the name of the movie that comes between season 2 and 3. Because then there's 2 heroes, but that comes after season 3. So there's a movie, and then I haven't seen season 3 yet. I have the DVDs, but maybe I'll dip into that this weekend and get in the mindset.
All right.
So what
So
we got?
we didn't have 1 through 3. I forgot that they sold out and we've got them back ordered. But I've got My Hero Academia, in mango form, issue number 4. Ooh, so maybe I feel like
we don't have 1 through 3.
Not at the store. There, we've got some on reorder.
Okay.
But it feels like it's the same kind of size as like a Berserk one. So maybe like the same way we did Berserk books 1 through 3. We could probably do books 1 through 3 for My Hero Academia. Yeah, take a look, take a gander, feel the weight of that mango. It's looking ripe. Yeah, like I'm definitely down for it. It's one that I always had. I had the.
So we're gonna read the first 26 chapters because this starts at 27. So.
Oh, sure, chapter-wise. Yeah. Because I forgot that was kind of also how Berserk was broken up into, was by books and then also sub-chapters. But yeah, the first 26 chapters or 3 printed mango volumes. Yeah, cause, like I said, the TV show is one that I always had on the back burner to read. So much like the whole reason for this show is it gives us an excuse to light the fire under us and read them.
Yeah, if you dig it, we should watch some of that show together because I want to go back and watch season 1. I thought it was phenomenal.
Yeah, it's season 2 wrapped up recently, right? Or
season. They're still working on season 4.
I was gonna say, okay, 3 then finished up.
Because 4 got a little delayed because of the COVID stuff. Like they were,
okay.
I think they released the English one like a week after the Japanese one's released. Like I think they translate. I think that's what they do. Translate and record it the week after it's released.
Okay.
And then they release it here. I think.
Yeah. So yeah, I'm down for it. Yeah, like
hell yeah.
Mine will be put on the shelf for now. My suggestion now, we'll come back to it, I'm sure. And then same. No. Although that's down the line. It was X-Men Grand Design. Because I was gonna say,
crap.
you know how.
No, we already agreed. My hero.
Exactly. No worries. Yeah, definitely. I mean, we did come off some anime. We could dip back in here again. We're on a very much a black and white streak here at
yeah, we are.
Also, hey, this is episode number 10. We did 10 weeks. Congratulations, Johnny.
That's it? It just feels like a lot more. Probably because we do 2 in a week, so it's like our 20th show.
Episodes. Yeah,
but yeah. 10 weeks.
Yeah, I was gonna say, does it feel like 10 weeks? I don't know.
I feel like it feels like longer, but that makes sense. 10 books
10
about.
books. Yeah.
So yeah, we've read 10 books in the last 10 weeks.
Exactly. Yeah,
cool.
not too bad.
I'm really happy actually.
Here's to another 10. Yeah, like that's not that bad. Like that's again like. One, we get to interact with people. It's great having Charlie, Yo-Yo, Babby Yoda, Christina, all the fun folks in the chat with us. Raidami, what's up, Raidami?
Sorry.
But yeah, like that's an excuse for us to kind of interact with people, but also catch up on books that we've never read before. And like much like My Hero for me, like I've never read this one. I've never read Turtles, and yeah, so it is a lot of fun getting to read these books that we otherwise. Whether it's out of our comfort zone or ones that like we always meant to but never got around to it, like having that as an excuse of the weekly kind of homework. I want it on my desk. At the end of the week here. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. So here's to another 10, Johnny.
I agree.
Yo-Yo says, Mike for One Punch Man. I don't know anymore. I think some things, but not a lot. I don't know if I follow there. Maybe I missed. I should have read it earlier, and I lost what the train of thought on that one was. But maybe that they didn't like it, or they liked it at one point, but not anymore. But I don't know. I thought it was a fun. Again, I haven't read the manga of One Punch Man, so I don't know how much that differentiates. But yeah, I am more than down for some sweets. My Hero Snackademia. We'll do volumes again 1 through 3, much like Berserk. At the comic store they say. I don't know if they would have had it there. Yeah. Again, on Tuesday, Yo-Yo, we'll show off if you post in the Discord what sweet sights you found at the Belgium comic store in a mall. I'm always curious what's going on there. But yeah, speaking of the Discord, in the Discord I will post that this will be due on our desk next Wednesday. Yo-Yo, I want to see your work this time. Now that you've actually got, if you've read it, feel free to follow along. Let us know what you thought on certain chapters. I'm sure we'll have some sweet takes about some more mangoes. But yeah, thanks for everybody for joining us. It's about 10 o'clock here, so we did our due diligence for 2 hours. We've got some sweet cannolis that are just ready and waiting for us.
Those are my favorite.
Exactly, yeah. Turtles. Pretty solid. I enjoyed it, and we look forward to. Oh, Yo-Yo, you didn't read it. All right, well, Yo-Yo, there's your homework. 3 books in 1 week if you could do it. Exactly. Yeah. Follow along at home. Um,
But yeah, I definitely think this and Berserk are two things that later dates I will want to continue with the second round of. Like they were so good. What
yeah,
happened?
sorry, Yo-Yo says it's 5 a.m. here and I'm eating waffles.
Hell yeah, dude!
I hope you're not just indulging us in our stupid American views of Belgium as only eating waffles. But if that's true, that's 10 times better.
That's way cool.
But yeah, thanks everybody for joining us. If you want to follow us along, pastimes.net says hold on now, pastimes.net/social has all of our information now in one convenient spot for the YouTube links, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Keep an eye on that Instagram feed. There might be some sweet pictures going up there this next week.
Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna pump that up.
And Discord again. So Discord, we've got we've got chatting going on there. I post the links of the videos each week, and then also what's coming up this next week. So if you want to follow along, we've got the info there. And yeah, if you want to always reach out to us, comics@pastimes.net. You can shoot us either suggestions, let us know how this last week went, or any other info that you want. If you want to, if you're local and you want a copy of the books that we're reading along, we usually have a discount on whatever the book of the week is. So you can get that there. But again, it was another fun week. And we're looking forward to reading My Hero Academia for next week. So thanks again for everybody for joining us, chatting along with us. And do not forget, not all heroes wear capes.